Hola, welcome to Word to Your Mama, the podcast that amplifies diverse voices and celebrates shared experiences. Hosted by me, Ritzy P, a Latina creative entrepreneur with a background in art, music, and new web technologies. From Academy and Emmy winners to activists, artists, and builders, we celebrate the rich diversity of my multicultural tribe. There will be special guests, mad laughs, and absolutely no BS. Word to Your Mama drops every Monday on your favorite podcast platform. Hola. So, this is the last episode of June of 2024, and it's a quick one as well because we're going to go on a break. We usually take July off in the summer, but because of my traveling schedule, we're going to be taking July and August off. We're going to take a break, but fear not, fear not. We will have classic episodes of folks, amazing folks from before, because I know we have a lot of new listeners, and or maybe you started listening maybe a year ago, and these are people from like when we first started back in the days, and you could hear some amazing diverse stories. So we're gonna have that in the interim, if you will. So starting July, so starting next week, and August, we'll have those. So just a little update here. Things have been crazy. The hormones, they've been going crazy because I'm perimenopause, as you always hear me talk about. I mean, you have to listen to the episode with the medical director of Winona, which is a menopausal care service that's out there. So yeah, I've been taking supplements for a long time. They were working until they weren't working because I think I'm beyond perimenopausal, maybe in the menopausal things. Cross fingers, knock on the woods. So yeah, they weren't working. I've been going crazy. The bears are over it. So I finally saw a menopausal care service. I will talk about that at another time. And I'm on HRT. I'm like a couple of days in, guys. A couple of days in. And I'm on a patch, bioidentical estradiol patch, and progesterone pill. Couple of days in, I'm hoping it gives me relief because it's been craziness. But I wanted to just share how, even though we're taking a break, we're coming back strong. I've already recorded some episodes with some amazing guests. So we have already a few in the bank, right? Some that we already recorded, so they'll be released when we get back in September. So we have Madeline Longoria Garcia. She's Latina, coffee consultant, educator, and owner of Pacific Coffee Research, which is located in Hawaii. We'll have Assad, who is the owner of Footlong Development. You hear us talking about him all the time, especially during the B Plus episode, during the Red Matic episode. We talk about my favorite thing that's actually coming up. So I don't know when you listen to this, it'll be in July. If you're in LA and you go, we might be there. The Supernatural Bear and I and a bunch of my fams will be at the wonderful party in the park, which is at MacArthur Park. I think it's called Levitt Pavilion, Los Angeles. So MacArthur Park. And it's wonderful. So anything produced, written, performed by Stevie Wonder, and we'll have like Mona Lisa, who's been a guest on here, probably Red Matic. I mean, I don't know who all the DJs are, but it's going to be amazing. So bring your chairs, bring your cobijas, and come through. If you're coming through, text me, DM me, send me an email. Let's link up and let's dance. So, and then we're also going to have DJ Kick It. You've heard me talk about her on here. We were in a mastermind together. Her birthday is the same day as mine. We are 10 years apart, almost to the minute. And she is an award-winning queer Latina DJ, motivational speaker. She's based out of Austin, Texas, but she's worldwide. And she has her own day. It's DJ Kick It Day in Austin, which is May 17th, which is my day. Because, we're birthday, hermanas. Her story is incredible because she was a boxer. Then she messed up her back and they said she couldn't walk. I mean, her story is crazy inspirational. So we're going to have her. And then, of course, we're going to have the relatives episodes. We didn't have one I wanted to have them before we boned out on our break, but as you heard from the last relatives, Aisha moved and then she had some trips and we just couldn't make it work schedule wise. So you're going to have to wait for those to come back, new ones, but I'll put on some old ones. Like I'll do the one where I'll put the one for the Ouija board. You have to listen to that one. I'll put that in the classics. So when I post them in the title, it will say episode number and then it'll say classic in parentheses and then it'll say whatever it was, right? So you'll hear me probably, if they're old, you'll hear me say the episode number. You'll hear like old intros. You'll hear, I'm no longer with a certain network. So you may or may not hear that in there, stuff like that. There's going to be some great ones. So listen to the one where we played the Ouija board when we were little. Like it's the scariest thing. We will not touch Ouija boards, especially ones that are used that you find at like a garage sale or something. Like we don't even know why they sell them. It's crazy. The story is hilarious. So we'll have those. But relatives, for those who may not know, a podcast within a podcast. It's when relatives explore the history of when a first gen Mexican, that's me, and Naisha, black girl, they meet up in South Bay, San Diego, and become relatives. We discuss Black brown unity, hip hop, overcoming trauma, crazy movie type moments, navigating life, and much more. Black and brown unity por vida. And when we talk about relatives, something that just came up in maybe the last or second to last relatives that we have, because they come out once a month, or they usually come out once a month, is that relatives is a term that was gang affiliated, like because San Diego is a blood town, right? So you couldn't say like cousin or whatever. So instead of saying cousin, we'll say like relative, and we'll say relatives. Crazy. So, anyways, we'll have new ones later, but in the meantime, in between time, I'll put some old school ones, some favorite ones, and stuff like that. And then also, I'm going to be doing a special episode that I've been talking about for years now, because, I'm on the other side of it. So we'll be talking about how I reconnected with my biological father and how I met him and how that impacted my life. But I want to do it right. And I always want to educate, right? Like I want to educate and provide value for you guys that are listening or watching. So I want to make sure that I have a therapist, a black or brown woman identifying therapist, to be a part of that episode, to talk about data wise what happens when you're a woman of color, first gen. You are raised without a father. There may or may not be abuse. There's like neglect and abandonment issues and all that stuff, and just kind of like um unpacking it all, right? And so maybe, it might resonate with you guys. So if you know of anyone that has a personality that can be on camera, that can be on audio, I mean, they don't have to be a comedian or anything, but just have a little flavor, that feel comfortable and that have a good vibe, because I need that for this episode. But I want them to be, a certified professional and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's basically it. That's all I kind of wanted to say. And don't forget, we're going to be launching Emerging Tech Journeys, where we amplify diverse voices in emerging tech. So it's basically kind of like the tech podcast for non-techie folks, so that you can hear, see people of color, marginalized communities that are building, creating, supporting in this space, and why they're doing it, so that maybe you can be inspired or just kept abreast of what is happening and why it's so important. I don't know if you heard some of the episodes where we talk about what I discussed or what I presented at the Hustle and Socialize, that was by Cristina Olivares, who has been a previous guest here. And I spoke to Black and brown women entrepreneurs, told them what emerging tech was, told them why it's important, why they should care, why diversity and inclusion is important, and how it can impact. And if we don't do anything about it, and if we just think, oh, that has nothing to do with me, how in the future, in the near future, it already has implications now, but it could perpetuate racial and gender biases. You know what I'm saying? Like, the world's just going to be more tech centric, kids. So we need to be on the pulse of it. We need to be kept abreast of it. We need to be involved. We need to make sure we amplify voices and support folks to get in these spaces. That's why I'm a diversity and emerging tech advocate and all that good stuff. So this is June 30th when I'm recording this. What you may or may not see or hear while we're on this hiatus, and one of the many trips that I have coming up is that I will be going to the DNC. Yeah, that DNC, the Democratic National Convention. I'm not going as a supporter, so don't get it twisted, okay? I'm not going as a supporter. I'm not going as an endorsement. I'm going as press because, as you may or may not have heard many, many times on this podcast, I'm the co-host of the Get Down, where we dive into policy, market trends, industry standards, and how that impacts Black, Brown, and Indigenous folks in emerging tech, DeFi, crypto, blockchain, AI, all that stuff. So they asked me to join them because there's a pre-DNC event. So the DNC happens the 19th through the 22nd, I believe. And so our event is a fireside chat with policymakers. It hasn't been announced, so I can't say who it is. And it won't be at the convention. It'll be offsite at this really great location. But I'll have, if you want to learn more about it, if you're in the area, Chicago will be my first time going to Chicago, which is crazy, right? But I'll be in Chi-Town in the Windy City from August 17th through the 21st. So we'll have the event. We'll get to attend the DNC, which I don't know. It's so crazy, right? Like, we just saw the debate. I mean, both situations are trash. I don't know, but it's a great opportunity. I was kind of like, what does this mean? But no, going as press, which is exciting, and talking to policymakers about this thing that we're so passionate about and how it's pretty much bipartisan. But we're going to be there, and I just wanted to say that's what's going down. I'm going to do my best to document and post. And I think most of that is going to be probably on the tip tops. But any, couple of snippets I'll be posting on maybe Twitter and IG, YouTube shorts, perhaps. We'll see. But yeah. And also, I reconnected with a great supporter of this podcast who I think we mentioned during one of the relatives episodes. She asked a question, but shout out to Melissa. We reconnected. We hadn't seen each other or her sons in like 7 years. And the Supernatural Bear and her sons, hit it off again like it was nothing. And we're super excited to hopefully make it a yearly thing. They live East Coast, so we don't get to see them. And when they do come out here, we're usually out of town, so we haven't been able to see them because I think they come here yearly in the desert, that is. So yeah, it was really nice to catch up. And, it was also really nice to Supernatural Bear and one of her sons to, connect on music and hip hop. And we played Uno while one of them was doing the playlist, being the DJ. So it was like Kendrick and Frank Ocean and da 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 da. And it was just great. It was just great. It was also great because we were able to, there's not that many people that know South Bay San Diego. You know what I'm saying? Like where I grew up. We didn't know each other back then. We actually met in Japan of all places. I met her in Japan, Melissa. That's where I met her at. But turns out she's from my hood. Super crazy. Okay, so you know the gist. Thank you so much for the support. So we're going to be taking a break, but there's going to be classic episodes that I'm going to put out so you can get to hear these amazing diverse voices that we've had over the years. Because remember, this started in the pandemic. This whole little thing started in the pandemic. Also, you're going to hear the Supernatural Bear Corner. Since he retired, they're not on the new episodes anymore. But when I put on the classic ones, you'll hear him and you'll hear the progression of his voice. Super cute. Yes, that's going to happen. And then I think we're going to go into the format where it's every 2 weeks. the episodes, because I feel like it's a rush of, oh, this one comes out and it's an amazing person or amazing duo, and then it's just like a week of stuff. I'm just hella busy, kids, right? Hella busy. But I want to give it justice and be able to post more of like little nooks and crannies goodness, so that you can be like, oh yeah, I want to check that person out and share it with your friends. So you know how to support. You've been supporting, but it's tell your folks, tell your beeps, tell your friends, and also buy something from the store. Oh, I forgot. Shh, I haven't mentioned because I haven't posted because it's a Sunday. I Am Your Ancestors' Vengeance Razorback tanks just in time for the summer weather. Available now. Word to your mama's store. A bunch of different colors. If you've seen some of my stories, it was hot as hell and humid as hell in Texas. So I made a custom one that was red to go with my blue suit. A hit. And it was perfect. Oh, that's available now. And then guess what, folks? Guess what? Kid sizes. That is correct. Unisex kid sizes. Child sizes. I got some made. I think it was for December. I forget when. We were going to go to LA to be with, the Supernatural Bears father's side of the family and all his cousins. And I was like, oh, I want all of them to have this amazing shirt. I Am My Ancestors' Vengeance. So I got them custom made. They were all blue, just like Supernatural Bears. What I failed to do, because, you're just having a good time, I failed to get all the cousins together to get a picture of them all wearing the t-shirt. But it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So I got the unisex shirts. I got the Razorback tank tops, and I got the unisex child sizes. What I still haven't found is a good V-neck. So that's why you don't have a V-neck. I believe in V-necks. V-necks are my friend, especially with the big bust. V-necks are my friend. But I haven't found a good one. So that's why they're not available yet. So yes. Also, don't forget, if you have one, because a lot of people have been buying them, but I've told them, if you send me a picture of you wearing it and then tell me what I Am My Ancestors' Vengeance means to you, then I will post it on our timelines. Yeah, because it's super important. It's another way to amplify diverse voices. And if you saw the post, I'll put it in the show notes, where Naisha is wearing hers while she's visiting a plantation. And you read her caption and stuff. When she sent me the pictures in the video, I was tearing up because there was so many levels. And also just thinking about her being a Black woman, wearing that t-shirt, what it means to her, and visiting a plantation. You know what I'm saying to you? So yeah, anyways, those are available. So if you're hearing this, maybe I haven't posted about it yet, but you're first to know. First to know. And don't forget, there's like a code or something. I think it's WTYM to get 10% off your entire order. But yeah, folks, that's it. That's it. So, as always, we reap